Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Facebook, Instagram family, TikTok, and YouTube. Give you guys a chance to come on board. Clean my glasses here. Come one, come all. Come one, come all, y'all. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Back to the World. My brother and my sister's keeper. I'm Tony. And thank you guys for joining me this morning. If you have any comments, questions, or anything that you'd like to share, man, hit me in the boxes down below. I mean, let's make this interesting. All right? Today, man, I guess I got a rant. I got a rant for you guys today. So, I'm gonna rant a little bit. So please bear with me. Just got so many things that's just on my mind, man. And and sometimes when you see the answers or you see the solutions to whatever the difficulties or the problems are, but yet no one else seems to see them, or no one's listening, it can become somewhat daunting. It can become frustrating, okay? And that's where I'm at this morning. So I'm just going to get started, man. As I said, I'm going to go on with my rant here in a little bit. But for starters, man, we got to pay the bills. So we're going to do our PSAs, man. And this is very integral to what it is that I want to talk about. It's pertinent, if you will. All right? But first, we want to talk about our Batana oil. Man, DM us and order your Batana oil. All right? Many people are, they're asking questions about it the whole bit, but they're curious. So DM me, inbox me, so I can share with you all that there is to know, all that I know concerning the Batana oil. We have so many before and after pictures, so many testimonials and everything. And man, this is a hard product to get. It's a very hard product to get. But this product, you're going to see what a major part it plays in what it is that I'm talking about in saving us as a culture and as a people. All right? That's your Batana beard oil. Okay? And here's your 100% pure Batana oil. This is 4 ounces. Okay? This is 4 ounces. This is $29 plus shipping and handling. This is raw. 100% raw. It comes in like a paste. All right? Just like your coconut oil or what have you, or your shea butter. This is 100% pure. Man, as you can see, my hair is growing starting from the front the whole bit, right? Man, you'll be amazed at what this does. I'm still in awe, okay? This is our beard oil. This is $20 plus shipping and handling. And it's a 2-ounce bottle, okay? This is our 2-ounce bottle, all right? So, that's for our Batana oil. Now, what we have to offer concerning our Batana oil, we have what's called a drop shipping program. Okay? Not only does our oil grow your hair, but it can help you grow your income. All right? And how it does that is this. Just like everything else, man, you see everybody posting on your page things that you have not posted. And a lot of advertisement is coming over your page, right? And there are people that are selling and advertising their merchandise. Well, they're not doing what we're going to do. We're going to drop ship, meaning that you personally post and ask your followers to DM you or inbox you and place their orders with you. Okay? There's a lot of trust that goes into this, man. But, we're trying to survive as a people and as a culture. Okay? So what you're going to do, you're going to take the orders. Once you take their orders, you're going to deduct $3 from each order. Okay? $3, not just from each order, but from each product as well. You're going to deduct $3. Then you're going to forward their order, their address, and most importantly, the remainder of the funds. You're going to send that to us. That's the money to pay for their order plus shipping. All you're deducting is $3. And we're going to drop ship that product to all of your customers. Okay? We're going to drop ship that. And let me tell you why that is important, ladies and gentlemen. You have many of us out there, man, that don't have a job and been trying to find a job. And with things that are going on in Washington right now, a lot of good people are going to lose their jobs. And they're going to find that most of them are going to be overqualified for a lot of jobs that they're going to be seeking. I'm going to get into the dynamics of that in a minute. But next we have our affiliate marketing program. With our affiliate marketing program, that's done as such. That's basically you starting your own brand. Whatever the name of your business, your company, your LLC is, that's what you're going to sell. So you're going to sell the pure 100% raw Botana oil under that banner, under that brand. Okay? But now you say, how am I going to sell that? Well, we're going to go into an affiliate. We're going to go into an affiliate partnership, meaning that we're going to supply you all of the Botana oil that you need to facilitate your sales. Okay? And now instead of like that, if you're part of our drop shipping program, you're earning $3 off every sale. Right? But if you're part of our affiliate program, then the lion's share of the money is yours. You pay us for the wholesale shipment of the Botana oil to you. You fill your own jars, place your own labels, call it your own brand. All right? It doesn't make any difference. All pure 100% raw Botana oil is the same. So you're not gonna have anything added to yours that's not added to ours, or vice versa. It's gonna be the same exact thing. But what we're trying to do, we're trying to create that, we're trying to fill that void or fill that market. You may have thousands of people right now on your page that's willing to purchase this Botana oil. And until you make up your mind whether or not you want to do drop shipping, excuse me, here we go again. Pardon me a second. Yeah. So instead of you trying to, until you decide whether you want to drop ship or affiliate market, then this would be the time when this would be the process or the period in which you're trying to make up your mind on whether or not that's what you want to do. All right. Here I am. I'm back. You when you're trying to decide what you want to do, then you can earn the $3. And if that works for you and that's better, then that's the way you'd go. But if you want to increase your sales and you got 1,000 people that want the product, why give me the business? Why give me the business when you can fill your own orders? You can start your own brand. Okay? So that's what we're doing here. We have the drop shipping program where you earn $3 per product. And you have the affiliate program where you start your own and you market to your people. All right? That's with our Botana oil. All right. Now we have our publishing company. All right. Sonetquity, that's the name back here. Sonetquity Publishing and Sonetquity Bookclub. All right. We are a retail bookstore. Our link is www.bookshop.org/shop/Sonetquity. For all of you lovers, book lovers, all of you readers out there, we are a black business. We're a black business every day. Every day. Not just for the month of February. So we talk about supporting our black businesses the whole bit. Don't stop just because this is March. Purchase your books from us. We are a black retail online bookstore. All right. Our address is www.bookshop.org/shop/Sonetquity and purchase all of your reading materials from us. Now, our books, some of you DM me for more information, but we have ebooks, we have audio books, and pretty soon we'll have Braille. We also have all other products that are in bookstores. We have gift cards, greeting cards. We have stuffed animals. We have puzzles, and we have different games as well. All right. Again, what we're doing, and it's strategic. We're trying to bring all of our online book club members to join our book club. All right. And just make this thing fun and make it gigantuous, if that's a word. And once we can bring these things and bring them together, man, we'll show you something that's so miraculous and so marvelous. You will marvel at the idea of it in and of yourself. So this is my book, Business Always Personal. It's a very good read. It's not that long. And it's very telling. It's a very simple read. It's talking about my ups, my downs, my struggles, my victories. All right. It's also talking about the transition from what we call the hood business to the corporate business. All right. So purchase your copy, and I promise you, it's a good read. Okay. So that's only the beginning. That's only the beginning. Let me see what our camera's doing here. Yeah, that's only the beginning, man. There's so much that I want to share, and I don't know if I'm going to get it done in one day, but this morning. But we've talked about this before. You know, I tell you, I know Roland Martin and many of the others, many of our other black leaders, and what have you. You know, they ask that we not watch the president's addressing Congress and what have you. All right, I forgot what it's even called, but you know, they ask us not to watch. And the question I ask is why? Because all they were concerned about is the president's ratings. Now, I don't know. I didn't watch them either. Well, I can't say I didn't watch them either. I watched part of what the president was talking about. And when they escorted my former neighbor, Judge Al Green, Congressman Al Green, Senator Al Green, when they escorted him from the chamber, you know, I was watching at that particular time. I saw that, and then I was cutting back and forth, to and fro. You see, here's where you lose me. in this particular scenario. Now, I don't know, maybe they instructed, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, maybe Roland Martin and everyone instructed everyone to watch it the next day, or to watch it, go to YouTube or something and watch it over social media. And if you instructed everyone to do that, and they're gonna do that, and they will do that, then that's fine, because then he won't get the ratings. But you don't ever want anyone to miss anything that has an influence on their lives, anything that affects them. I mean, their families, their business, their livelihood. You shouldn't ask that much of a person that has so much at stake. And see, we're in war. We're at war, literally. We're at a cultural war. We're at an economic war, and we're at definitely a mental war as well. Educational war. Many of these things are being regulated, and don't get me wrong. When Trump, I hear people say Trump is going to do away with the Department of Education. I'm not saying I agree with him, but let's say that right there, I understand his strategy. I don't agree with it, but basically what he's trying to do, he's trying to force that baby to walk. If you get what I'm saying. In other words, you'll take a baby out of the strollers, before he's ready, he's comfortable. As long as he's sitting in that stroller, he's not going to walk. But you take him out and you kind of force him to walk. He may fall, he may bruise himself the whole bit. What he's attempting to do in that respect is give the education back to the state. He wants the state to be responsible for that so he can cut the funding in Washington. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I can take that more so than I can take many other things that he's trying to do. Social Security, Medicare, things of that nature. He's taking money from the VA, from the veterans, the whole bit, and many of our people are disabled. Many are disabled and what have you. And many of them are living on those veteran funds, the veteran income, just as many of us that are my age are living on our Social Security. And this thing keeps going out on us, y'all. Hold on. I don't know what's the deal here, but bear with me. But I just think that, well, back to the subject, you never turn away or take a break when you're engaged in warfare. And I know that may be a big word. It may be. You may say, Tom, you're going too far. Now, we are in warfare. We are in fight for our survival. And I think that everyone that's serious and everyone that understands what we're dealing with, then you know that we should not miss that message. It's like having an assignment at work, and while everybody's going to the seminar or whatever the situation may be, or the symposium, you have those that didn't go, but everything that was explained was pertinent to their position, pertinent to their job. But now the next day they want to ask you everything that went on. They want you to tell them what happened. And I just don't think that that's fair. I think that everybody that's being affected by whatever's happening should be front and center paying attention. You see, when it comes to us as a people, all we focus on is what the problem is, what the problems are. And I don't care if I'm in a cigar lounge, I don't go to a barbershop, as you can tell, or wherever there's a gathering of men and of people, everybody's talking about the same thing. And some of your expressions are so eloquent. And for that particular segment of what you're speaking on, I mean, you're spot on. But we will go all the way back to Egypt. We will go all the way back to Arcadia. And then we will come all the way forward. And we'll stop before we can get to what the solutions are. And I think that the answer is very simple. I think that all we have to do is stop thinking like hostages and think more like immigrants. Because as immigrants, you work together. You unify. But then you say, okay, that's easy to say. And that's my point. It's definitely easy to say. And it's just that easy to do. But none of our leaders can tell us what it is that we must do. They always fall short of that. And sometimes you can find out what to do by listening to your adversary. But if you don't hear what they say, if you don't know what they're doing, and obviously you're not doing enough to elevate us and get us moving forward, then we're no different or no better than a car that's stuck in the mud. You know, my complaint is this, my gripe, and this is where I say, where many of you may disagree with me, and maybe you may not like what I'm saying here. We have turned to, instead of us, even with all of our brothers and sisters that's over social media, all in Washington, D.C., the whole bit, you are aware that our people are suffering. You are aware that our people are homeless in many instances, jobless in many instances, right? Hungry in many instances. And many of my brothers and my sisters that return home from prison, they are stepping in and they're providing clothing. They're providing books. They're providing computers. They're providing backpacks. They're providing blankets to the homeless. They're providing shoes. They're providing food. Right? See, we've gotten so comfortable in giving back that way until we've forgotten about trying to elevate the people. I think that we've gotten so comfortable with saying that we gave, and we feel good that we fed some people. But keep in mind of that old adage, man. You give a man fish and you teach a man to fish, right? Well, I go even further. You say you give a man a fish, you know the adage. You teach a man to fish, you know the adage. I say teach a man how to grow and breed his own fish and start a fish farm. And see, and that feed him for generations. If you teach him how to fish, he learn how to fish for a lifetime. He eats fish for a lifetime. But if he grows his own fish farm, his own pond, then it feeds for generations to come. What you're doing, you're creating a dependency generation, a dependent generation. You're creating a generation of people that all they want to do is hold their hands out because they know you're going to give it to them. You're going to give them just what they need until that food is given out next week. And they're going to be right back in that line again. Ladies and gentlemen, I know, because I'm a part of a group that feeds the people. When I see people coming, man, and they look healthy, they look good, I'm not judging them by how they look, because a person can look healthier than me and be starving, be hungry. Man, some of the people pull up in some of the nicest cars you ever want to see, but they don't have enough to scrape together to feed their families. But yet they will drive for miles upon miles to come and get in line and stand in line or drive it or have their cars in line for hours to get their ration for this week. And then they'll come back the following week. And all of our community leaders, all of our activists, all of our ministers, that's all we're doing. And you're not doing it to hurt nobody. Many of you just don't know any better. And we just think that that is the key because, you know, the Bible says give. And so you're doing your part to give. But all you're doing is giving that person a repeated cycle. And that's where they're no better than a wheel that's stuck in the mud. They can't get out of it. You're not giving them a way out. And I know many of you say, well, okay, Tony, so what's your solution? It's as simple as changing your attitude. Stop thinking like a hostage and think like an immigrant. And as you think like an immigrant, you will do as an immigrant. Okay? Every ethnic immigrant people that comes to this country, they find their like-minded brethren and sisters, people that are just like them, the same nationality. And what they do, they uplift each other. Of course, they give them food, but they know that it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there. You need more people to be, see you what you want to do. If you have 50-50, if you have 50 haves and 50 have-nots, don't you know you solve your problem when you transition those have-nots over to the haves, and now there are less people to give, and now more people that are giving, and more people that are surviving. And sooner or later, if the numbers work correctly, you can just about get as many people as you need, or as many, to become self-sufficient. But if I know that every Tuesday night or every Tuesday morning, all I have to do is just drive up, join that line, and I get all the food that I need, I can sign up for a discount on my utilities and my cable and what have you. If I know I can continuously to do that, then you make me don't want to do anymore. But yet we will call up many of our friends and we'll let them know that this church is giving the best food. This pantry is giving the best deal on food. If you write this company and go to this link, they're giving you at least $300 a month to pay your utilities the whole bit. So now we're passing on all this information. We're passing on these links the whole bit. And all we're getting out of it is charity. I never liked that word. Not even as a kid. There was a hospital in New Orleans, and the name of that hospital was Charity. And I looked up the word charity and saw what it meant. And it means giving. I understand that. But I realized that most of the people that was receiving it was poor. Let me show you something. And I know you guys not going to believe me. And you may not, and as I said again, many of you, you challenge this on what I'm about to say. The one thing that's going to save us as a people, as a culture, as a generation and generations to come is network marketing and affiliate marketing. This is not a pitch. This is a point. This is a pointed fact. You see, because with network marketing, it's displaying that same example that I just given, right? But the difference is, if you give and you take someone out of poverty, then they have to do the same and pay it forward. And then it has to come all the way back around. We've let the government, this is what I'm saying by not paying attention to what's being said. And you want to ignore it. You can't ignore that 6,500-pound gorilla in the room. You can't ignore what this president is trying to do to us as a people. Red zoning, DEI, flushing you out. You can't get a contract. You used to get a contract because you're a minority. And they needed to hire black businesses the whole bit. Now, I don't want to base everything on merits or what have you. If you have a company that's coming in and the contractor's been working for almost 60 or 70 years, and they have government contracts out the wahoo. So if you're a startup company, I mean, let's face it, you can do the job if given a chance. But if you want to base everything on merits, you just started your company 5 years ago. No way can you compete with the company that's been in business for 50 or 60 years. You can't outbid them. You can't do it. But listen. But let me give you a quick lesson, a brief lesson on network marketing. When I offered you this, right? And you earn $3 from every sale, right? That's network marketing. That's network marketing, ladies and gentlemen. Affiliate marketing, instead of the drop shipping, that's network marketing. Let me tell you, what each and every one of us need to do, if we can't find a product of our own, we must find a company that has a product that we can sell. I don't care what the government says about this. Look, if you have a product, okay? If you have a product, you sell this product, okay? And you sell this product, nephew. I'm in dead middle of a podcast. Can I call you right back?
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye. So here's what I'm saying. This is how this works. If you have a product, or you become a part of a company that has a product that you can sell at a markdown to someone, and you earn residual from that product, and that person can take that same product and sell it to someone, and they can do the same thing. And they can do it infinitely, but that's where you get bogged down, and that's where you get in the bush, right? But with Sonetquity, with the program that I designed, the system that I designed, for 5 levels, you should not care whether you use the product or not. We're talking about our salvation. We're talking about our survival. All you want is that person to pay that product forward. And when you pay that product forward and everybody's paid off of that product for 5 levels, then it regenerates and it starts all over again. Let me tell you, this is why businesses, this is the difference between businesses succeeding and businesses failing. See, you may have a company that'll come on and have a slogan or have a product and they're advertising over social media. And they may get 20,000 people to buy that product because it's hot. And those 20,000 people will come in and they'll buy that product. But every last one of those, you've had 20,000 sales. But all 20,000 of those people only shop with you one time. And then before the year's out or whatever the situation may be, all of your sales have fallen off. Your product is boring. No one cares about it. Right? Excuse me. But now, with network marketing and with the regenerating factor the way Sonetquity has, your 20,000 people will purchase that product from you, and then they will be back the following month to purchase the same product or a different one again and again and again. So you're earning from 20,000 sales every month. And everyone that signs on does the same thing. Let me show you an example. It will work no different than a barbershop when it comes to recycling. That's why everything that's successful or everything that works successfully, it works from a 360-degree principle. It's the return customers that keeps you going. Right? So now, I give this example all the time. The barbershop may have 50 clients. The barbershop has 50 clients, and the hair salon has 50 clients, right? So that barbershop charges, let's say, $25 for a haircut. $25 times 50. So he's roughly making $1,200. Now he could step it up. So he's making $1,200 a week. Because all those customers are going to return and come back. And I know you say, man, that's not a whole lot of money. But here's a barber that's been in business, man, for 30 years. Here's a barber that's been in business for 30 years. And if he owns the barber shop, he probably have 2 or 3 other chairs, so he's earning that way as well. He survived 30 or 40 years in that community, and he's never cut hair outside of that community, ladies and gentlemen. The hairstylist, the same thing. That's a perfect example of how our money should circulate within our community. So now, you offer a product. You must offer a product. Because offering that product makes your business legitimate. If you circulate funding and you see the government doesn't want you to help people earn a living. That's why they charge you for gambling, but yet they start up all this FanDuel and Dat King and the whole bit. But if you get caught gambling on the whole night, the police roll up on you on the corner and you got a dice game going on, your ass going to get pulled over, you're going to get citation, or you may even go to jail. Put it this way, you're going to get noticed. Right? All the other communities, they take in donations. I'm not saying taking donations to buy clothing or buy book packs and the whole bit to give away. There's nothing really wrong with that. But what I'm saying is this: you're enabling the people. So if you get all the people, depending on how many bags they give out, you get all of those people to buy into your platform, and you teach them, just like they're telling their 4 or 5 friends where to go to get the best food in the food pantries. All they have to do is sign up 5 of their people, the whole bit. This is simple mathematics, ladies and gentlemen, and I can teach every one of you how to do it. If you have followers, man, if you have over 3,000 or 4,000 followers, I can definitely show you how to become a millionaire within months. You can be someone that's homeless. And if you follow our program, if you follow our instructions, a person that's homeless today can be a millionaire tomorrow. And I know you say, well, hey, Tony, shit, what about you? How come you're not a millionaire and you know the system? Because we need each other to make the system works. The system doesn't fill the people. The people fill the system. So if you have 10,000 people, we can show you how to strategically group those people in your genealogy. And all many of these people need is $65 one time to join, to become a member. Because see, what happens is that $65 doesn't go into the company's pockets. It supports the downline in the regeneration process. All the company gets is $5 for facilitating. You get the book of the month. Do I care if you like my book or not? I hope that you would love it. But not just this book, any book. But if it's a book that can take you out of poverty, you want to be a part of it. This is what we need Roland Martin and everybody to tell us. Why they're talking about destroying our school systems, our communities, the whole bit. We should hear what their plans are, and then we should come and devise our plan and not televise it. This is some underground. This is some underground railroad shit that we're talking about here. We don't need to publicize and advertise this, man. I'm asking you guys to what we should be doing. You should be inboxing me and DMing me and say, Tony Ford, you know what? You've been talking about this shit for 5 years, man. Tell me what it is that we need to do. Let me show you something, right? I'm going to tell this quick story. I haven't told it in a while. All right, I'm going to drink some water because I'm going to be cutting out right after. Okay? Look. Years ago, Obama placed how would you say, a tariff? Obama froze all of most of Iran's monies that was in American banks. I want to say it was $6 billion. Obama froze it. All right. So what happens is when he froze their money, I think it was 60 billion. But anyway, when he froze it was $600 billion. All right. Whatever it was, 660 or 600. I think it was 600. It was some astronomical number because what it started doing, it polarized Iran. Many of their government workers couldn't get paid. The airports were suffering. Everything was hurting. And Iran lives in Alexa, lower the volume. So what happened? As their money was frozen, a lot of people could not make any money. And Iran lives in a classist society. In other words, everybody, you must be in the same pecking order. Whatever your class is, you want to be there. So the poor can't live amongst the rich, right? And the rich wouldn't dare live amongst the poor. And not only that, the higher up this landscape, the wealthier you are. Okay? And if you're down low on the ground, the whole 9 yards, man, you're poverty stricken. So there was this family, right? I heard this story on NPR while I was incarcerated. And I blame myself for not continuing to listen to NPR. I learned so much that I wasn't getting on the inside, and no one was giving it to me out here other than NPR. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So this Iranian family, the father was a contractor. He built homes. So they were living very, very well. They were prosperous. But when the market tanked and nobody could afford to get homes built, he couldn't earn a living. So every month, every year, they were sliding further and further down that classism hill. So they'd gotten so poor that they were living all the way down on the side of the sea. And they were merchants. So they used to hustle the ships. They used to hustle the sailors as the ships come in. Everyone has done this from generations and generations, man. Because this is the only time you get a chance to see something outside of your circle, outside of your city. If no one's bringing anything in new, right, then no one's growing. No one's growing. Your culture's not growing. Everything is stagnant. All right. So these sailors came from Italy and they docked in Iran. So when they docked in Iran, these people were trying to sell all sorts of seashells or whatever it is that they sell on the shores. And they were probably selling a lot of the stuff that they once owned, because this was a wealthy family. It was a husband, a wife, and 2 daughters. So one of the sailors had a magazine from Italy. And the guy asked, could he take a look at the cover of the magazine? The Iranian gentleman, he asked, could he take a look at the magazine? So the sailor said, yeah. He said, go ahead, take it, you can have it. So he said, thank you. So he didn't read it right. Then he put it in his back pocket and he continued to sell his flea market wares or whatever it is that they sell. That's why most of these people work bazaars, flea markets, and pop-up shops better than anybody else, man. Because they did it on the Nile, they did it on the Mediterranean, they did it along the Black Sea, the Asian Sea, all these seas. They've done it, right? So finally, when they went back to their hut, because they were living in a hut, this guy started reading the magazine. He started looking at all the lavish pictures and the living and the lifestyles that was going on in Italy and the rest of the world that was shut out. So finally he got to an advertisement. When he got to this advertisement, he was intrigued by it. Because they were talking about that you can earn money by joining this company and selling that product. So he passed that up, went on to something else, and he came back and he read this entire article. When he read the article, he realized that, you know what? If everything that this article says is true, I can lift us up out of poverty. And not only can I lift us up, I can lift up all of our friends and our countrymen who've fallen on hard times. To buy this product, though, It was going to cost him $300. He balked at that because they were living bad, and every penny coming in, man, it had to go to food and everything. So he thought about it. So he went and he talked to his wife and his kids, man. They made the sacrifice. So for $300, he bought the product. It took about a month for the product to show up. About a month. When the product came, he told his people, he said, look, this is what I purchased. I purchased this product, right? And for all of us, if we can get as many of us as we can to purchase this product and to join, and to let us sign each other up, and I'll show you how to build our genealogy. And with success, we all will earn, and we will be out of this predicament. Some of the people just, they didn't believe it. They went on about their business the whole bit, just a few. But then they realized, let me tell you something. See, desperation brings about desperate measures. And when you're suffering, man, and you're fighting for your survival, it's real simple on what it is that you must do. You make it complicated. Now you're trying to choose whether you eat or starve. A wise man would eat. So when he offered them this opportunity, that was to eat. So these people took their last pennies and they purchased this product. So each of the persons that they purchased the product from, they received residual income. And then they got a discount, and then they would bring on so many, and then they would bring on so many. Let me tell you, in 6 months, this father earned, his wife, and his kids earned $16 million. All the other people, they earned in the millions. They went back up the hill, right? They went back up the hill, and their wealth and their living conditions changed. So he was so successful that NPR came and did a personal interview with him. And when they did that interview, he sat and he told them the story that I just told you. And he told them that his family was suffering, they were starving. They were on their last leg. And when he saw that magazine, he got the product. And he decided to join the business and join their system. So the lady, I can't remember her name, Nina Totenberg. So Nina Totenberg asked him, she says, so how much did you earn? We got a camera that just went out. She asked, how much did you earn? He said, we earned $16 million in 6 months. So she said, well, was the product good? He said, when you ask, was it good, what do you mean? In his accent. She said, well, I just wanted to know, was the product good? Did it work? He said, the product worked for me. She said, well, what do you mean it worked for you? It helped us get out of poverty. She said, but no, I was saying, did you use the product the whole bit? He said, no. She said, why not? Because the product is makeup. I don't wear makeup. He said, my wife and my daughters don't wear makeup. But the product was perfect for our living, our life. So therefore, the product was perfect. The system did what we needed to do in order for us to meet our survival. So you see, the moral of that story is this. That man saw an opportunity. He saw an opportunity to get them up out of poverty, to save his people. He didn't care about it being makeup. He didn't wear makeup. When he read about it, he wasn't thinking about how many shades you can get, how this can straighten your hair, make your hair look good, how it can give you longer, fuller lashes. He didn't care about the lipsticks and the colors and how it makes your lips look. He didn't care about how soft it makes your skin, how soft it makes your skin. All he wanted to know is that if we bought this product and we follow your instructions, will it make us money? And they did. And they opened up their bank account in Italy. The moral of this is, ladies and gentlemen, don't concern yourself whether the books are good. Because they are. We want good books. Don't concern yourself that you don't need to grow hair because your hair is long and beautiful enough already. If this product will get you out of poverty, if my system will help you climb up that class ladder, not for bragging purposes, but for the purposes of truly surviving, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you what it is that you need to do. Network marketing is the sole business that's going to save all of us as a people. Are you going to continue to being the givers? And there's nothing going to be gotten in return. You're hoping to get your blessings from God for giving. But don't you know if you're constantly giving and you're not helping anybody to get up out of their situation, you're no different than the oppressor. You're keeping your foot, your proverbial foot, on that person's neck. Don't continue to give him fish. You gave him fish, you realize he liked fish. Okay, let me teach you how to fish. Now, after I teach you how to fish, let me show you how to do your own seafood pond and how to harvest and grow and harvest your own fish. Okay? I don't know what's wrong with my battery here, but it's just about to go out here, ladies and gentlemen. But at any rate, we're going to talk about this some more once this reconnects. Let me try something here. I'm not sure what. Still not coming on, y'all. There it is. We're about to wrap this up, but I mean, network marketing is the answer. And my partners and I, we have a system that loans itself to a very successful transition and regeneration. If not, our system is not one where you hunt and kill every day. That's not how our system works. You can sign up just 5 people, and then 5 people signs up 5 people. And see, you're giving a person the opportunity. Because that same product is selling over and over and over again. So you don't have to twist your mind on what it is that I'm going to sell. We have the product for you to sell. We have the system in which you must sell the product in, right? And your people are going to come back to you every month. And everyone is going to earn handsomely. And then you can take your monies, and now we don't need, let me show you, I'm going to talk about these things later on what we can do. Now we can fund our own black colleges. Now we can start our own hospitals. We can fund our own schools. Hell, if you just want to go and open up a clothing store, go and open up a clothing store. I gave guys an example the other day in our discussion at the cigar lounge. And they were talking about that black stores can't compete with the likes of HEB, Walmart, and the likes, Costco, Sam's. And you're right, they can't. But let me show you something. Walmart, Sam's, he got his idea from poor black people and poor white people. They pooled their money together and they bought in bulk. And he realized that there was plenty of money in that. Because if they buy in bulk, then he buy in bulk. That's why they're the number one retailer in the world. Walmart is. Right? They hire more people. Alibaba, I think, is overtaking them, and Amazon as well. But nevertheless, you get my point. Okay? So, lost my train of thought here. But as I said, that I gave them the example. If we pool our funds together, if all of our leaders would tell people, the people out, in other words, our black leaders or whomever have a relationship with any of the produce companies, anywhere and everywhere where Walmart get their food from, where Costco get theirs, then we'll pool our monies together and we'll start a black distribution, a national distribution company, and we'll have distributors. It's just like this company called Dixie. All right, it used to be Dixie Foods, and Dixie was a wholesale distributor. And any and everybody that owned a store in that community, the people will go there and buy. Well, now we would have a black wholesaler that can give us the same discount prices or a little bit better as Walmart. At least we would be competitive, because now we're getting out, because they're going to supply all of our groceries. Now, all of the black mom and pop stores within the community can order their produce, can order their store, their foods, and everything from this wholesale distributor that's getting the product almost at the same price that Walmart's getting it. And now you don't have to go to Walmart. You don't have to go to Costco. You got a neighborhood store that's just right there. And now you're gonna get, and now they give you the savings. You take the savings and give it to the people in the community. And now these people are going to constantly come back to you. And you want to sell everything that it is that they want. Everybody that comes to your store, you want to ask them, what is it that we can do better? What is it that we can sell? Right? So now we got a black distributor, and now we can compete. The biggest slight on black stores and black groceries in the communities is saying that, you know, they're raping us. They're charging us too much for the product. They're charging us 3 times the price for the bread. Of course, because they got to buy it from a distributor that's you know, you're buying 10 and 15 loaves, where you got a company that's buying 10 or 15,000 loaves. How can you compete with that? So you go into an aftermarket broker. Now you can buy directly from the plug. You got to understand, the drug business, it works perfectly with this scenario. It works perfectly with the barbershop scenario with the money circulating. A drug dealer doesn't have to go out and shop and find customers every day. Shit, he can have 5 and he can have them in rotation. He's going to survive and he's going to become wealthy. And so are they. Now, if he has 105, And everybody's circulating. You can just imagine the money that's being made. And it's all being made off the same product because it's going through that many hands. But what we think, man, and I had a situation whereas I was working a deal for someone. And I told them what my price is. I told them what the price was. Whatever price I'm giving you, that's my price to you. They ask unabashedly, so how much are you making? Why should that be important? You have one fixated price. You have one fixed price. If that price is good for you and it works for you and you can earn a profit, where's the problem? Now you want to cut me out blatantly, saying that that's what you're saying. How much are you making? That should never be a factor if you can afford the price that I'm giving you. That and the fact that once you're in business and you realize that you're the only business in town, then you treat your people like trash. So we need to shore up on our service. And we need to stop worrying about what the plug is making. Network marketing is the key, ladies and gentlemen. And we have a system that's designed, man, it doesn't have any flaws. And all you do, sign up your 5 people, and your 5 people sign up 5 people for 5 levels. I can assure you, many are going to do far better. But if you only sign 5, you will earn $20,000 a month, every month. And with your regeneration, the sooner it happens, the faster it goes. So you're 20, and we're talking physics here. As long as the wheel keeps rolling, it's going to generate speed. So as long as your people are regenerating and coming back around, the faster you're going to get your $20,000. And at some point, you're going to get $20,000 multiple times in 1 month. We put this on the back burner because, people are so skeptical. People do not believe. Very brilliant people. But we want to make survival be impossible. We want it to be complex so it can feed our minds to make us think that we've made a major accomplishment. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, it's just so easy as picking door number 2. There's no science to that. And if we all work together in a circle, 360 degrees, we all will earn that same way. DM me, inbox me. Those of you who know me, call me. And let's sit down and let's build this. We don't want to ignore what they're doing. We want to know what Washington's doing. But we don't want to sit down and wait for the other shoe to drop. We have business to take care of. And don't get so caught up, man, on handing out the food rations and the clothing, the whole bit. Let's sign these people up. It's going to take $65. The amounts of monies that is taken to purchase all this merchandise that we're not getting from the government or from companies that's donating it. Just think, if you're signing up 5 people and each of those people have over 3,000 to 10,000 followers, all they need to do is convince their followers to sign up. That's where the money is. And that would be the best $65 you ever spent in your life. It's just that simple. $65 a month. But if you signed up enough people to regenerate, that will support your membership fee. Right? Because you get paid $5 for each person that's in your downline. Don't look at the 5 people just under you. All you're getting is $25. We're talking about compounding. Get with me. I'll show you how to line up your people. If you have the voice to show the people, I can teach you what it is that we're doing. You already know what we're facing. You already know. People are starving. People are about to lose their jobs, the whole bit. You already know this. We don't have to give them the horror stories anymore. So let's line our people up, man, and let's get paid. All right. Thank you guys for joining me today. Again, DM me or inbox me, and let's go from here. I'm not shutting up on this again. You know, did we quit the business? No, we didn't. Did we become discouraged? Yes, we did, because we saw this coming. I saw it 20 years ago, and we could have jumped on board and got things rolling as soon as I came home, which was 5 years ago, but COVID got in the way. See, right now, many of you will be sitting back, relaxing, enjoying life with a fat income, and every month, man, as I said, you got $20,000 or $30,000 coming your way. Let me show you. Make a liar out of me. Just follow my instructions. All right? Thank you, guys. Again, I enjoyed you. I sat inside today to give you this, man, because I didn't want to be outside smoking a cigar and get kind of cold. But I know this was going to take a minute, because I really, truly wanted you to hear and understand what it is that we got going on. All right? Peace. Enjoy your day. Thank you. Again, DM me, y'all. This is serious business. All right? Sonetquity is the answer. Sonetquity is the solution. Peace.